Good morning, students. Today I am going to explain Chapter 6 Life Process of Standard 10th. In this process, we are going to understand about what are life processes, uh, how organisms are different who perform life processes from non-living organisms. In this chapter, we will study in detail about various life processes like nutrition, respiration, transportation, and excretion. First, before studying the life processes are performed by living organism. So, how living organism are different from non-living organism. See, we all are living organism. We know there are basic differences between living organism and non-living organism. Like if we say we can walk, we can work, we can eat everything, but other than this there are various differences between living and non-living organism. I would like to give brief emphasis between this, which you have already studied in previous classes, just to revise all this. First, all the living organisms have well defined structure or well organized structure, we can say well organized structure. What do you mean by well organized structure? Well organized structure means in a living organism, body is made up of system consists of organs are made up of tissues are made up of cells, and so on. But this is not in case of non-living organism. So in living organism, all are well organized structure, they have well organized structure. Then they perform growth. All living organism perform growth, like human being, animals, plants, everything grow. Next one, but non-living organism do not grow. They have, all living organism have properties of self repair. You must have experienced, कभी हमारी उंगली कट जाती है तो धीरे धीरे कुछ दिनों के बाद वहाँ पे फिर से न्यू स्किन आ जाता है. प्लांट से कोई स्टेम टूट गया तो धीरे कुछ दिनों के बाद वहाँ पे एक नया स्टेम आ जाता है. सो ऑल लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म हैव प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ सेल्फ रिपेयर. बट कैन लिविंग नॉन लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म रिपेयर बाय देमसेल्फ? दे कैन नॉट. अपने आप से वो नहीं होगा, हम किसी की हेल्प से भले हम उसे रिपेयर कर सकते हैं, बट लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म कैन डू सेल्फ रिपेयरमेंट बाय देमसेल्फ. देन they have ability to protect from surrounding. All living organism can protect from the surrounding. If you see suddenly something, you can run away from that, you can protect yourself. Living organism have definite lifespan. All living organisms have definite lifespan. For example, human being can live for 80-85 years approximate. Housefly, they can live for 2 weeks. But नॉन लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म के साथ ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. सपोज यू हैव ए चेयर, उसको आप एज इट इज़ रख दो, वो सालों साल चल जाएगा, बट अगर उसको ज़्यादा यूज़ करेंगे तो तुरंत से टूट जाएगा. लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म का एक फिक्स्ड लाइफ स्पैन होता है. The main properties or one of the main characteristics of living organism are they can reproduce. They can reproduce and they can multiply. Parents say offspring, they can reproduce either plants or animals or human beings, but non-living organism cannot reproduce. All these properties non-living organism do not belong, but living organism do all these properties. One more thing, all living organism can pass to next generation their genes. We get our genes from our parents. Animals can pass their characteristics to their offspring by passing the genes. So all living organism can pass their genes, but non-living organism cannot pass the genes. The living organism can evolve over a period of time, over long span of time, but non-living organism cannot evolve from time to time. We all of you must be knowing that we have evolved from animal chimpanzee. हमारे पूर्वज बहुत पहले चिंपैंजी थे, फिर हजारों लाखों साल के बाद धीरे धीरे इवॉल्व होते होते हम लोग ह्यूमन बीइंग बन गए. So these are the main characteristics which living organism possess but non-living organism do not possess. So now come to life process again. Life processes are the basic processes which are performed by all living organisms for the maintenance of their bodies and to perform daily activities. So we can say, you can note down the definition of life processes. These are the basic processes. You can note down the definition in your notebook. All the basic processes which are performed by living organism for the maintenance of their bodies and to perform daily activities are known as life processes. Listen, these processes occur even when we are sleeping. जब हम सो रहे होते हैं तब भी ये जो लाइफ प्रोसेस है वो चलता रहता है, बिकॉज एट द टाइम ऑफ स्लीप ऑल्सो वी नीड एनर्जी, वी रेस्पायर, आर फूड गेट्स डाइजेस्टेड. तो इन सब के लिए जो हमें एनर्जी चाहिए, जो मेटाबॉलिक एक्टिविटीज़ है, वो तब भी चलता है जब हम सो रहे होते हैं. द मेन लाइफ प्रोसेसेस which we are going to discuss in this chapter are: first, nutrition; second, respiration; third, transportation; and fourth, excretion. First of all, nutrition. न्यूट्रिशन क्या है? फर्स्ट वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस इन डिटेल अबाउट न्यूट्रिशन. न्यूट्रिशन, अभी मैंने बताया कि जितनी भी एक्टिविटीज़ हम करते हैं सुबह उठने से लेके रात के सोने तक, हर चीज़ के लिए हमें एनर्जी की ज़रूरत होती है. तो फ्रॉम वेयर वी गेट दिस एनर्जी? यू ऑल नो दैट वी गेट फ्रॉम द फूड. Nutrition is the process in which we take the food from outside our surrounding and use it for our daily activities. Nutrition are two types. First one, autotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition and other one, heterotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition, all of you must know this, that this is the process in which living organisms make their own food by taking simple inorganic substance from the surrounding in the presence of sunlight. Simple example, plants who perform photosynthesis process, autotrophic nutrition. Plants and some bacteria like some fungi, green blue algae. Autotrophic nutrition examples are plants and some bacteria. Heterotrophic nutritions are nutrition which are obtained from others. We depend on others. We cannot make our own food. Examples: human being and animals, etc. So this is the nutrition. We are going to study about this in detail. Then there is another thing, respiration. Second one is respiration. Listen, once the food is taken into the body, this food needs to be broken into simpler substance, and then it is absorbed by the various body parts. So respiration is the process in which food is broken down into simpler substance by using oxygen, basically oxidation of food, and then it gets converted into molecule glucose, which is used as energy. Then comes as transportation. In transportation, what happens? After respiration, when the food, see, in case of nutrition, we take the food inside our body. Then, using the respiration process, this food gets converted into simpler substance, and then, but these things happens at one place. Like all of you know, in case of human being, it occurs in the stomach and a small. I was explaining nutrition, respiration, transportation, and excretion. In respiration, we acquire oxygen from outside the body. We use it in the process of breakdown of food sources for cellular needs, and then transportation. These things occurs at one place. Now, this energy, this glucose has to be transported to each and every cell of the body. क्योंकि हम सब जगह काम करते हैं, हमारे फिंगर्स मूव कर रहे हैं, हमारा माइंड सोचने का काम करता है, हम वॉक करते हैं, हमारा हार्ट जो है वो ब्लड पंप करता है. सो ईच एंड एवरी सेल रिक्वायर्स एनर्जी फॉर मेंटेनिंग, फॉर डूइंग एक्टिविटीज़, etc. For that, one transport system is required. So transportation is actually see, if there are unicellular organism, then these things occurs, respiration ho या nutrition ho, on the whole surface of the body. But in a multicellular organism like human being or animals, a proper system is required. So transportation, all the digested food and other things, oxygen and carbon dioxide, are transported from one place to another place. In excretion, during the digestion, during the nutrition and respiration, some harmful byproducts are also formed inside the body, and these byproducts need to be removed from the body. So this is done by the process excretion. In the process, these waste byproducts are removed from the body and discarded outside. This process is known as excretion. Now, we will discuss all this process in detail, all these four processes in detail. So first, as I started with nutrition. Nutrition, as I said, there are two types of nutrition. One is autotrophic nutrition, and other is heterotrophic nutrition. In autotrophic nutrition, the organism make their own food, but heterotrophic nutrition, organism depend on others for their food. Autotrophic nutrition, mainly plants are autotrophic. They get nutrition by this process. All of us know that plants take some simple inorganic substance like carbon dioxide and water from their surrounding. Carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and water from the ground, and make a chemical substance, organic substance, glucose along with water and oxygen. A simple chemical reactions which you have also studied in first chapter. In the presence of sunlight, plants take carbon dioxide and water and makes glucose water. In presence of sunlight, plants take carbon dioxide and water and makes glucose or carbohydrate, we say, and oxygen. See, sometimes जितना कार्बोहाइड्रेट, जितना ग्लूकोज प्लांट्स बनाता है, एट द सेम मोमेंट ऑल द ग्लूकोज आर नॉट यूज्ड अप बाय द प्लांट, सो दे स्टोर दिस ग्लूकोज इन द form of let's go, in the form of starch. This glucose C6H12O6 is stored in the form of starch, and when there is a need of this starch, suppose or at the place like जहाँ से स्टेम्स निकल रहे हैं, नए लीव्स निकल रहे हैं, वहाँ पे ये स्टार्च हम यूज़ करते हैं. या अगर आज नहीं है, एट द लेटर कुछ वाटर नहीं मिल रहा, फूड नहीं बन रहा है फॉर फ्यू डेज, ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम दिस स्टोर्ड स्टार्च इज यूज्ड अप इन ह्यूमन बीइंग. व्हेन this energy is stored in the form of glycogen. प्लांट्स में जो ये ग्लूकोज है वो स्टार्च के फॉर्म में स्टोर हो जाता है. ह्यूमन बीइंग में यही फूड जो है, ये एनर्जी जो है इन ह्यूमन बीइंग एनर्जी इज स्टोर्ड, एनर्जी और ग्लूकोज इज स्टोर्ड in the form of glycogen. Now, for this process to be done by the plants, basically 3 steps are done. First one, absorption of light energy, sunlight from the sun through the chlorophyll. Absorption of sunlight by chlorophyll. Second, conversion of this conversion of this energy or using of this energy in splitting of water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. ये जो water molecules हैं ये split हो जाते हैं hydrogen and oxygen में. You can balance this as you have done in class 1 chapter 1. Then reduction of carbon dioxide into carbohydrate. ये जो carbon dioxide है it is getting reduced to carbohydrate by adding hydrogen. ये water split हुआ hydrogen and oxygen में and carbon dioxide ने hydrogen को add किया. You know, you have studied in chemistry what is oxidation and what is reduction. So reduction means either addition of hydrogen or removal of oxygen. Here carbon dioxide is getting reduced by adding hydrogen. यहाँ पे कार्बन एंड वाटर, कार्बन एंड ऑक्सीजन पहले से था, इसने हाइड्रोजन ऐड किया इसका वाटर का. सो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इज गेटिंग रिड्यूस्ड. कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गेट्स reduced. So in this basically 3 process this photosynthesis process occurs. First, absorption of sunlight by chlorophyll. Then second, using this sunlight water gets split up into hydrogen and oxygen, and then carbon dioxide takes this hydrogen and makes glucose here. Now I would like to explain a bit detail which are given in your textbook. Better I'll show it I make a simple diagram of a leaf. Though my drawing is not that good, but just I tried to make it. This is a plain leaf. With this whole portion, this is known as lamina or leaf blade. Leaf blade. This one, you can take any leaf. कोई भी आप एक बड़ा सा लीफ लेके आप उसमें देख सकते हैं, जो मिड में बड़ा सा ये लाइन होता है, इसको हम बोलते हैं मिड रिब. दिस इज नोन एज मिड रिब. देन ये जो छोटे छोटे लाइंस ऐसे निकलते हैं, दिस इज नोन एज वेन. एंड अगर मैं किसी लीफ का एक थिक क्रॉस सेक्शनल अगर हम चेक करें, तो उसमें ऊपर में और नीचे, सपोज ये लीफ का टॉप लेयर है और ये बॉटम लेयर है, दिस इज नोन एज अपर एपिडर्मिस, अपर एपिडर्मिस, एंड दिस इज नोन एज लोअर एपिडर्मिस. इन दोनों के बीच में एक्चुअली सारे प्लांट सेल होते हैं, विच यू हैव स्टडीड इन प्रीवियस क्लासेस. दीज आर प्लांट सेल्स, सपोज. एंड प्लांट सेल के अंदर ऑर्गेनल्स होते हैं, क्लोरोप्लास्ट. ऑल दिस थिंग्स यू हैव स्टडीड, डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनल्स इन ए प्लांट सेल. दीज आर क्लोरोप्लास्ट, which contains chlorophyll, which is responsible for the process of photosynthesis. ये बीच में हमारे एयर स्पेस है, बिटवीन द एयर स्पेस बिटवीन वेरियस प्लांट सेल. जो इसके बीच में एक और तरह का, दिस इज आई हैव जस्ट ड्रॉड द क्रॉस सेक्शन ऑफ ए लीफ. There are other types of cells known as guard cell. I'm just trying to draw a guard cell here. Guard cell actually kidney beans की तरह होते हैं थोड़े. And अगर हम किसी लीफ को ध्यान से देखें माइक्रोस्कोप से, तो there are many tiny pores which are known as stomatal pore, and these pores are responsible for the exchange of gases and water. This I have drawn guard cell. These are guard cells, this and this. और ये जो डॉट्स मैंने बनाए हैं, this is chloroplast, which contains chlorophyll, and this gap is known as stomatal pore. These guard cells swellen up when they end, so this pore opens and exchange of gases takes place. We know plants take carbon dioxide and releases oxygen during the process of photosynthesis. So this exchange of gases occurs through this stomatal pore. But through these pores, water also gets lost. So when there is no need of exchange of gases, this pores closes, and this pores closes, and this guard cell shrinks, so that the water loss can be stopped. Now, in your book there are two activities given to check whether to check the starch test and carbon dioxide is necessary for the process of photosynthesis. So first activity, how we check the starch, whether a leaf contains starch or not. For that, what we do, we take a big leaf and we keep it 3-4 days in a dark room, so that it all used up its starch. Starch is what I just explained earlier. It is the stored carbohydrate. It is stored glucose energy. Now उस लीफ के ऊपर जहाँ पे भी ग्रीन ग्रीन हो हम उसे मार्क कर लेते हैं. सपोज मैंने एक लीफ बनाया. I was explaining that how we can check whether it contains a leaf contains starch or not. Sometimes this question comes as an activity, so you can explain it. Suppose we take a leaf, big leaf, और उसके ऊपर जहाँ पे भी ग्रीन पैचेस हैं, सपोज ये हमारा ग्रीन पैचेस है, हमने कोई क्रोटन लीफ ले लिया जिसमें ग्रीन पैचेस हैं, वहाँ पे हमने पेज पे बना के उसे मार्क कर दिया कि इतनी जगहों पे ग्रीन पैचेस हैं इसमें. अब इस लीफ को 3-4 दिन के लिए हम किसी डार्क रूम में रख देते हैं जिससे कि इसमें जितना भी स्टार्च अगर है, स्टोर्ड स्टार्च, वो यूज्ड अप हो जाए. उसके बाद उसे हम उस लीफ को कुछ मिनट के लिए बॉइलिंग वाटर में डालते हैं. फिर तुरंत उसे एक अल्कोहल वाले कंटेनर में डाल के उस कंटेनर को बॉइलिंग वाटर के ऊपर रखते हैं. मीन्स हमें अल्कोहल और इस लीफ को बॉयल करना है डबल बॉयलर की तरह. डायरेक्ट हीट नहीं करना है अल्कोहल को. और उसके बाद उसमें से निकाल के इस लीफ को आयोडीन सॉल्यूशन में डाल देते हैं थोड़ी देर के लिए. देन वी ऑब्जर्व दैट जहाँ जहाँ पे ये ग्रीन कलर था लीफ में, वहाँ पे वो कलर चेंज हो गया. जो ग्रीन कलर था इट चेंजेस इनटू ब्लू ब्लैक कलर या डार्क ब्लू कलर. When green color changes into blue-black color, that means it contains starch. There is another activities in the textbook given. You can see the diagrams and all. It is said that whether it contains, it requires carbon dioxide or not for the process of photosynthesis. For that what we do, हम 2 plants लेते हैं और उसमें से एक प्लांट्स को हम बिल्कुल 2-3 दिनों के लिए डार्क रूम में रख देते हैं जिससे कि उसके अंदर जो भी स्टोर्ड स्टार्च है वो प्लांट्स यूज्ड अप कर लें. उसके बाद 2 प्लांट्स को आई शो यू द डायग्राम. इट इज़ गिवन इन द टेक्स्ट बुक. सी दिस. देयर आर 2 प्लांट्स. एक को हमने 3-4 दिन के लिए पहले छोड़ दिया अंधेरे कमरे में, डार्क रूम में, और सो दैट इसके अंदर जो भी स्टार्च है वो यूज्ड अप हो जाए. देन दूसरा प्लांट नॉर्मल प्लांट्स है. फिर दोनों को बेल जार में रखते हैं जिसे मैंने 3-4 दिन के लिए छोड़ा था. उससे उस प्लांट में हम एक छोटे से डिश में पोटेशियम हाइड्रोक्साइड डाल के रख देते हैं और इस बेल जार को सील कर देते हैं ताकि बाहर से कोई भी एयर का पैसेज नहीं हो इसमें. पोटेशियम हाइड्रोक्साइड क्या करता है कि एयर में जो भी कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड है उसे एब्जॉर्ब कर लेता है, सो दैट वहाँ पे कोई कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड नहीं होगा. फिर हम इसे थोड़ी देर के लिए अप्रॉक्सीमेट 2 घंटे के लिए सनलाइट में रख देते हैं. तो सनलाइट तो इसे मिल रहा है, वाटर भी है पॉट में, ओनली थिंग इज कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड नहीं है. और इसमें कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड भी है, सनलाइट भी है, वाटर भी है. आफ्टर कीपिंग फॉर फ्यू डेज, फ्यू आवर्स, 8-10 आवर्स सपोज, हम इसे लेकर इस लीफ का और इस लीफ का दोनों का स्टार्च टेस्ट करते हैं. इस लीफ का जब हम स्टार्च टेस्ट करते हैं तो ये जो है जिसमें था वो ब्लू ब्लैक कलर का टर्न हो जाएगा और ये नहीं होगा. तो दिस प्रोसेस shows that carbon dioxide is required for the process of photosynthesis. Now I'm going to explain another type of nutrition, that is heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition are the nutrition in which organisms depend upon others for getting food. They cannot synthesize their own food by using simpler substance like carbon dioxide and water like plants. So heterotrophic nutrition is the nutrition in which living organisms depend upon others. There are 3 types of heterotrophic nutrition. Number 1, saprophyte. saprophyte nutrition. Second one, parasitic nutrition. And third one, holozoic. Once again, heterotrophic nutrition is divided into three types of nutrition: saprophyte nutrition, parasitic nutrition, and holozoic nutrition. Saprophytic nutrition. In this type of nutrition, living organism gets their food by dead and decayed organism. For example, some bacteria. Bacteria and fungi. Bacteria and fungi, they get their nutrients. They get their nutrients from dead and decayed organism. In parasitic nutrition, organism get their food from others. They depends upon others without killing them. यहाँ पे क्या था, जो saprophytic nutrition था, already dead decayed organism से food ले रहे हैं, मतलब और by killing them. But in parasitic nutrition, they don't kill the host. They get their food without killing the host. Simple example, all of us must have experienced this. When mosquito take blood from us, this is their nutrition. They depends upon us. They get their food from us, but they do not kill us. They do not harm us much. So example we can write, for example, mosquito, and another one is tapeworm. Tapeworms are found in the stomach, especially छोटे बच्चों के पेट में पाया जाता है. Tapeworms also get food from our body, but they do not kill us, they do not harm us. The last type of holozoic nutritions are which have their process like ingestion, digestion, then absorption, and then assimilation. Means all this are performed by in the holozoic nutrition. Examples you can say easily humans and animals. So these are different types of heterotrophic nutritions: saprophyte nutrition, parasitic nutrition, and holozoic nutrition. Then we will this is all given here. Now we'll discuss in detail nutrition in human being. Nutrition in human being. See, as I have discussed, there are main 4 processes. Out of these 4 processes, in all these 4 processes, you have to make diagrams and you have to explain the process. So I'm going to explain this process by making the diagram in the next video. Thank you.